We've all seen iShowSpeed react to himself being in numerous what-if movie videos made by fans. Harry Potter, The Karate Kid, Superman, the freaking Sonic movie. But what if Speed was in The Flash? How about I do you one even better? What would it look like if Speed had the powers of The Flash? Not Barry Allen, but one that's completely different from the actual series. The story begins on a random Tuesday afternoon in the city of Cincinnati, the Queen City, on the kind of day where nothing bizarre or weird should happen, except for maybe Speed waking up at 1 p.m. and yelling at his chat because someone called him a L for breathing. He plans on streaming FIFA, arguing with a few kids in his chat, and barking at Ronaldo highlights. Nothing outside the usual ecosystem of the chaos, you know? But that day, Destiny looks at Speed and says, yeah, let's ruin his timeline. Speed is in his room, the lights are flashing red, blue, green like a budget nightclub. It's after Halloween, and Bro is still trying on the black Flash suit because he is just still too invested in his character. He is practicing those fake super speed poses in the mirror for the stream intro. But while he is doing that, a thunderstorm rolls over the city.
I don't practice
a weird one. The kind that looks like the atmosphere is buffering. During the stream, someone donates and says, bro, you are not the Black Flash, it's 3 a.m. and it's too late for this bullshit. And Speed, being Speed, looks at the screen and tells the chat while still being in character, let me cook, while barking thrice at them. He steps back, does that little goofy shoulder wiggle that he does before he tries something stupid, and then sprints across his room for a dramatic effect. But as he takes off, a lightning cracks across the sky, blasts through the power lines, shooting straight into his house through the window, and them LED lights and straight into him. Speed is frozen mid-scream, stuck in a T-pose, hair fried upward like a Pikachu evolution, and electricity crackled around his feet. The entire stream thinks it is a bit off. Mods think it is just a filter. Chat is spamming, we lost him. Bro thinks he's Barry Allen, but then Speed moves. No, wait. He teleports. In one frame, he's in his chair.
Bro,
the next frame, he's outside in the yard with his shirt smoking as he is yelling, what the fuck? He looks down, and red lightning has crackled off his shoes. Chat watches this and goes silent for the first time in human history. Speed has just accidentally become the Flash. Chat spams, run once again. So he tries running again, and suddenly he launched so hard he ends up leaving a crater on his lawn and appears on the opposite side of Cincinnati. Before he can even understand what just happened, his phone is buzzing. He checks in his phone and looks at 25 missed calls from his dad, 12 from his friends, and a text from someone named Unknown, saying, do not run again. The fabric of space is fragile today. Speed, however, obviously runs again. He has just started testing his powers with the worst possible level of maturity. He sprints across a Walmart just to see if he could restock every shelf alphabetically before the employees notice him. He then runs to France midstream to scream "Sui" under the Eiffel Tower, and then just like that is back to Ohio, his home state, like nothing even happened. He is an unstoppable force of nonsense.
Imagine if I really had this power.
But the real chaos started when he realizes something horrifyingly epic. If he could run that fast, he could finally challenge Noah Lyles again. Speed remembers how that whole Sega went down. He remembers getting humbled by a professional sprinter, and he remembers saying to him, I will be back for a rematch. Now with powers, he feels like this is his biblical calling. So he DMs Noah at supersonic speed, obviously, and Noah replies 8 seconds later with no. But by that time, Speed has already run to his house. He shows up in Noah Lyles' backyard wearing that same Black Flash Halloween outfit with his mask half on and the shoulder piece crooked, yelling, run it back! Run it back! Even before Noah could comprehend what the actual fuck is happening. He is with Speed on the track, ready to race him. He blinks once, and Speed is already halfway across the track doing Fortnite dances at Mach 3, while Noah stands there with his jaw dropping down the floor. The rematch was unfair in every way. The moment the referee yelled, go, Speed vanished. Not ran. Quite literally, vanished. He completed the race so fast the stadium speakers played the national anthem by accident. Noah hadn't even left the starting block. Speed is so fast that the wind pressure alone ends up knocking a cameraman into another timeline. After all of this, the internet explodes. Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, you name it. Everyone has watched iShowSpeed break the physics of the human anatomy, but this is just the beginning. Because once the world knows of his super speed, the Olympics give a call to him. Yes, the actual freaking Olympics. They email him, ring a call to him, DM him, heck, they even show up at his house. They want him to run for Team USA, or honestly for any team that could claim him before someone else does. They don't care. but America surely does. The Olympics know he is the fastest thing on Earth and want the world to witness it live. Speed accepts it instantly, but he doesn't tell them one thing. He has no plans to take it seriously. The Olympic Village doesn't survive one day of Speed. He runs around so fast he causes localized windstorms that kept knocking over the torch. He pranks other athletes by tying their shoelaces together in less than a millisecond. He steals over 800 slices of pizza from the dining hall and arranges them into a giant Ronaldo mural before anyone could even blink. He then moves the weightlifting section onto the roof just to watch people get confused. Runs so fast in the swimming arena that the
what if I was Black Flash?
During the opening ceremony, he jogs around the stadium at the speed of sound to see if he could beat the parade. Bro ends up finishing it even before the announcer has said, "Welcome to the 2028 Olympics." And when race day comes, Speed doesn't just win it, Bro ends up shattering reality. The gun is fired, Speed takes one step in slow-mo so the audience can watch it, and then in an instant crosses the finish line.
Damn!
He wants to show off so much that he accidentally runs around the entire Earth before he could stop. He ends up breaking the world record by such a stupid margin that even the scoreboard freezes. When all of this happens, the crowd doesn't cheer for him. Instead, they just stare there motionless along with the other players like they witnessed a meteor having a midlife crisis. Speed walks back onto the track drenched in ocean water, holding a confused penguin he somehow picked up from Antarctica, yelling, "Let's go! I won!" Even the commentators don't know what to say. One faints, and the other drops the mic right there and retires on the spot. When the medal ceremony is to happen, Speed doesn't even stay for it. He gets bored waiting, so he runs home before the podium is even assembled. But being fast wasn't just about chaos. Speed starts learning things about the world, about time, consequences, and about how far he could push things before he accidentally sends himself into prehistoric times and has to race a velociraptor to make his way back to 2025. He learned that super speed isn't just fast running, it's fast thinking. He realizes he could now read entire books in one full second, could finish a whole anime season before the intro song even ends, or that he can now cook instant noodles so fast they get done before even the water is boiled. His streams became ridiculous. He does a 0.7 second IRL stream where he runs around the planet holding his phone, and somehow the footage is still rendered.
7-second live
the video
stream
blows
running around
up,
the whole
and the
planet.
chat asks, "What's next?" He announces to them the Speed Run of Life challenge, where he tries to complete an entire day's chores in 0.0004
Chat, this is something I'll actually do.
The entire chat loses it. He does a cooking stream where he moves so fast the ingredients get fused into a molecular soup. Speed looks at the camera and says, "Man, I am not eating this." Then does a fitness stream where he runs on a treadmill so fast it catches fire and then explodes. Bro takes one glance at the mess he has made, pauses, and then rebuilds it at super speed while screaming at chat. But eventually, Speed wonders what else he could do. Could he fight crime? Could he be a hero? He tries. He really does, actually. He stops a bank robbery but accidentally ends up blowing all the money into the atmosphere. Then tries to save a cat from a tree, but runs so fast the tree ends up catching fire. He stops a runaway bus but forgets to stop himself and is carrying a bus to Mexico. Bro tries saving a woman's purse and ends up returning it before she even lost it, confusing the fabric of fate so badly the universe ends up taking a coffee break. He isn't a hero, but an energetic natural disaster with a good heart. Yet, the world loves him. Speedster Speed is famous. Kids wear the new Speed Flash merchandise. People post clips of him breaking the sound barrier while yelling, "God is good, God is great," in his goofy voice. Scientists end up trying to study him, but he keeps escaping mid-experiment because he is too hungry. The government tries containing him, but he runs through the walls before they could even finish their sentences. He lives in the Speed Force, but not the one from comics. He is powered by memes, barking, bad decisions, and an unending adrenaline. But the funniest part, Speed never figures out how to turn his powers off. Every time he tries to slow down, his legs just refuse. His dad yells at him to stop running in the house, but by that time, he's already in Tokyo buying snacks. He doesn't go on airplanes because he'd outrun them. Does not take an Uber anymore because he reaches the destination even before the app is loaded. Speed becomes the fastest, dumbest, happiest human being alive. And the world adapts to it too. Maps now are updated to include speed shortcuts. Delivery apps offer "delivered by Speed" as a joke. Even Noah Lyles accepts his fate and jokingly retires from racing, calling Speed the fastest man alive on Earth, a title he once held. One day, after a long run around the planet, Speed sits on his roof, legs crackling with red lightning, watching the sunset. Someone in chat asks him, "Hey Speed, what's it like being the fastest person ever?" He paused, thought deeply for once, and said, "It's fun, man. It's real fun. But I'm gonna be honest, I still can't beat the GOAT Ronaldo, you know?" Then jumps off the roof and sprints to Portugal. And that's the world where iShowSpeed became the Flash. A world where logic died, physics resigned, and chaos became a sport. A world where the fastest man alive isn't a hero, he is speed.
Yo, that was a good video. I actually like that.